Congratulations, guys. You have made it through another trading day. I'm going to welcome you to the next one. This is London with Crypto Kingdom and Bitcoin Spike. Hope you guys are doing well. And we have the right lines up right now, which is nice. I'm excited to see the price action. Going to dig into it just a bit. I'm going to introduce myself. My name is London. I'm with the Crypto Kingdom, and Bitcoin Spike. We cover Bitcoin heavily. We like to target it. That is our MO. That is what we are into, is targeting it at lower levels, guys. And for those of you who have hit our levels, you are doing extremely well. Okay, you're doing extremely well. You're currently in the profit. Let's go ahead and measure this. I'm going to send some notifications out to Angel, kind of the king of the channel, guys. 30% overall right now. Very, very impressed with that. And yeah, let me get a few of these. Hit the like button if you could. I'd appreciate that. That lets me know who is here in the back. Let me go ahead and make sure that I get Angel a text message on this. Boom, that's getting in the back there to Angel via text message. We're gonna have a good chat right now, because if you go to the 30-minute chart, we literally had these lines up, and I've had them up for a while, guys. It's just been a nice solid trade day with the volatility in play. You guys have been very well prepared and geared up to book some trades. I'll just tell you, if you carry a larger position, i.e. your alpha, etc., whatever you would dub that as, just know that there's kind of different categories in terms of what you may choose to trade with, kind of flash trade versus like heavier trades, and you guys are all about your own style, so I appreciate that very much. In terms of the group, I want to just shout out to Luke. What's up, Luke? I want to shout out to Jason's Lit. You'll see the pictures on the bottom. Those are the VIPs. I see Carlos Caribe. What's up, Carlos? I hope you're doing well. And Kent Gifford in the house. So on the top, you'll see Angel. I say he's the king of the channel. Angel's been in Bitcoin since $7.79, and we appreciate that, Angel, just in terms of your ability to let us know how crypto goes. I was looking at a very interesting chart on IBM. That's an equity. I don't cover equities at all. Like non-securitized, securitized crypto is what we deal with. But I looked at an old chart of IBM when it really got going, and it went 500%. Guys, listen to this. This is very pertinent. It went 500%. IBM did in a period of like 1,400 days or something like that. It was. I'm like, wow. It took 1,400 days to go 400 or 500%, and I just thought of crypto. And like, that was a huge major move for IBM, right? In equities, it was a huge major move. You know, in crypto, that can happen very quickly. That can happen in a couple hundred days. That can happen in less than half a year, in a couple of weeks sometimes. So we like the volatility. This is the group that will welcome them. So in terms of VIPs, also we'll shout out to AJ Crypto. I see your picture right now. When I see your pictures, I'll just kind of go through the details in terms of shouting out to you. Hope you guys are all well. 2022 has been amazing for us because, you know, essentially I've just been saying this, and I'll continue to say it. And guys, if you shout out in the chats, that would be great. Not everyone's in this position, and I'll note that. But I've met people who just casually watch my show. They intently watch my show, but they're not VIP. And, you know, they're relatively large investors. They make big moves. They hit my lower line target range. And I'll say the exact specifics of exactly what they hit. I'll leave that to detail. But that target range below that 50%, they did. They hit below the 50%. We were the only group that I know that was targeting it below the 50%, by the way. Okay, so that hammer down that we got into, that 4-hourly chart, was a little bit aggressive for people who had just picked up on the 4-hourly, or let's say on the 50%, on whichever time frame, to tell you the truth. But the 4-hourly set perfectly on the 50%. That secondary hit down was a big hit. That was a big, you know, for us, it's just volatility. For other people, it was a little bit extreme, that they had just gone all in, or they just picked the 50%, and they were just hoping for that to be the one, right? So we nailed that, up 30% in 23 days. And I'm just excited because you guys understand, for people to tune into this channel, to this group, you guys need to understand, when I say, like, we train alpha traders, etc. Alpha is the percentage by which you beat the market. The notion that people who do pay attention to targets and things like this and hit them, they're in a position, some of them went large, guys, they're in a position right now they could literally let the profits ride. Literally, they could take back their entirety of their principal right now and just let the profits ride. So it's you know, as we're in, I don't want to qualify that statement, pardon me, but you know, I will kind of explain, because I've said that a few times to individuals here recently, and I don't want that to necessarily be a take on the market. I don't want that to be my impression of the market. It's time for you just to take your principal back and just let the profits ride. But if we were to look at, you guys can imagine this. If we were to scope out the year, let's say it's January 1st, if we were to get targets, right, and we were to place them January 1st, we were doing targets January 1st, okay? This fits the description, okay? And if we were to say, okay, based upon the amount of capital invested, et cetera, with a compound level, at each level down to the Fibonacci's, each one of our targets. Now that was we weren't quite there. We were at the 23, we were at the 38.2, then we were at the 50. Okay, and those walked down. So we were at the third level down. So it would have been a hefty amount of money. But if we would scope that out January 1st, and if people who listened to that implemented it, and right now they're in a position with heavier cash to literally walk and literally say, this is perfect. Now I'm going to let my Bitcoin, my profits in Bitcoin just ride. It's just that's the way we would have elected, to start 2022. So if you guys are trading more frequently than that, and that wasn't your cup of tea, I understand it. That's not your style. I also understand that's been my presentation of the strategy of VIP for a long time, is increasing your exposure financially. And we go back to the beginning of the station in terms of this specific approach, but going back in terms of heavier cash at lower levels, compounding down, doubling, tripling, compounding down at lower levels, right? We got to that 23.6 kind of uneventful, 38.2. Then the 50% pushed into that 50%, right? So that was just a real confirmation in terms of what this group is. As I look at Angel, he could be with any group he wants to, guys. He could absolutely be at any group he would want to. Let's see what we got. Well, we got making a return to Fibonacci. Yeah? Got my targets below ready. Hey, I hope you are doing well. Yeah, this was a gangbuster start for us in 2022. This is exactly why we do targets at lower levels. Why we believe in alpha, the percentage by which you beat the market. I don't know anyone else who hit this target. No other group had this target. So the fact that we are just slammed into that line of rationale is a big deal for us, guys. And I appreciate you guys being a member of the team. That's just the bottom line. I do. So we'll dig into the price action on lower levels. Everybody in the market's watching the embers head and shoulders. How can you not? Okay, that is the obvious. That's the obvious take right now in terms of what's happening. They may not be paying as much attention to the. If you say, well, what are the Fibonacci's? It seems complicated, etc. Right now, the key goal is to maintain price action, as you guys know, above the 100 and the 200 on the 4 hourly. That's the goal. Okay, on the 4 hourly, we have flipped both the 100 and the 200. That has not happened in 85 days. So as we categorize the current nature of the trend, okay, we need to bring that into the forefront that, yes, a lot of people do trade. Literally, you'll have traders, guys, literal institutional traders that will only trade or be in a long position when they're above the EMAs. Okay, that's literally that is a standardized institutional framework in terms of I'd say a trade strategy for people to go into. You can see how in July 2021 that worked out phenomenally well. Look at the 100 is in orange. You see that? Okay, yeah, all of this time you would have been in a long position. Very nice until the breach here. Boom. Then once again, boom. All this time you would have been in a long position. It's not a creative strategy today. Let's see what it looks like. Let's back test this strategy. No, guys. This is a fundamentally sound strategy that's used by individuals on the street. One of the complaints about it is the street, Wall Street, et cetera, guys. As we would talk about it, one of the complaints is, well, you spend a lot of time sometimes out of a trade. That's one of the complaints as well. You spend time out of a trade. You need to be more involved in terms of allowing your cash to function for you, right? Allowing your trading to function for you. The flip side of it would be, right, of course, well, you would just enter into a short position. Right, you could put all together, all types of fancy indicators, all types of buy, sell signals, etc., with your basic line indicators like a moving average. Right, you could get one. You could pay $1,000 a month or $10,000 a year, whatever it would be, to get it to say, well, sell. You've crossed through your moving average. It would look perfect. It would look like, wow, this thing's really worth it. Or you could just look at the technicals and see what they tell you. Right. So, let's see what we got. We got somebody in the house is saying I believe the low is already in, and I'm going to really stock some heavy positions in if we hit the 46K. Yeah. The crucial there's a few areas to beat right now in terms of the price action. Right now, what I would say is what I went over recently. What I really believe is crucial as you look at your own technicals, where we are right now. Let's look at where we are right now. Okay, go to the daily chart. The daily chart, and I went over this on live stream. I'll cover it again for you guys just to make sure that you have this, because we're literally right on par with this, okay? Go to the daily, draw from the July 21st low on with your extensions, okay? The Fibonacci tool, the extensions, all right? Draw with your extensions, all right? And from this low on the daily, all right, in July 2021, draw to the high. Bam, that's the click 1 is on the low. Click 2 is on the high, just on the daily lines. Click 3 here, boom, along the bottom, okay? This most recent low on the lines, which is about, I'll let you figure out exactly what that is, about 35,100 on the lines. And I say that because it's just right where we're at. So we can adjust those to the candle wicks. We can do a lot of differentiation in terms of we could initiate the extensions at a lower threshold. You know, we could go to, let me get on the extension instead of the retracement. We could get to a lower threshold and draw up and then draw down. Okay. We could start at the initiation of the quote unquote trend in 2020. We could draw down to ground zero, right? We could literally take this, the extension tool all the way to zero. Just easy stuff, but I want to make sure you guys understand this and just that you have it. You know, while we review technicals, it's just it's crucial. So, yeah, we could go down to ground zero, meaning we initiated at zero. What's the extension up from the set in all-time high to most recent low? Okay, so if we do that, we have an interesting confluence of the 23.6 and 38.2. It's going to be it's the key level. I'm going to say the next kind of target level is going to be around 49,000. What's in our way in between that? Okay, and I'm just going to tell you, 49,000, guys. At 49,000, that's a target. All right, that's a target to get to. I would not be surprised at all if we see some interaction in terms of pricing. Okay, in terms of a threshold that has been met wherein we receive some negative pricing. Okay, we achieve a target. We have a target strike. So, and there's a confluence there. If you guys will do from ground zero, I just challenge you guys to do this on your own. Okay, if you'll go to the daily, do the daily on the lines, bam, bam. Okay, on the extensions, then go to ground zero. Do one ground zero. All the way from zero to another set, zero. Look for a confluence. You'll see an interesting confluence there at the 49,329. Just of note, okay? Is it set in stone? I'd say it's those are interesting. That's an interesting confluence. Let's just talk about that. Interesting confluence. So in terms of the current price action, let's dig into, like, on the 5 minutes chart here. Let's dig on the 5-minute chart here. Let's look at the circumstance. What do we got here? I called this the hot zone. There is a reason for this being called the hot zone. Let's just kind of review, and it's nice on the 30-minute. You can see price is just contained within this line of resistance. We've been talking about this line of support here. Okay, the red line is the line of support. That's an established line of support. You all know this, an established line of support. And let's see this real quick. Boom. And I had to hide somebody on the channel. I had to just say that I had to hide somebody on the channel. I had a run-in with them previously about an illegal exchange or something like that in terms of crypto, and no hard feelings. Want to let you know, no hard feelings. But I just, as we try and maintain repute, etc. here, I don't want to chit-chat with anybody who's going to give me an attitude or anything about them or anyone else trading on an illegal exchange. So that's just the bottom line. I'm not going to have someone show up and act like that didn't happen. So if you want to trade on an illegal exchange, go do it. Don't do it around me. Don't do it around our traders. Don't filthy up, then mucky up the water here. Go do that somewhere else, okay? If you want good technicals and you want to apply them to a bad exchange or something you're trading illegally on, you go do it, all right? I'm not going to I'm not going to waste good technicals on an illegal exchange. It's just not worth it for me. So there's enough problem already with everything going on to not muck up the water. So grow it on up and get on with it, meaning to another station. In terms of the support, boom. This line of support here, just I'm not gonna ask for forgiveness or be kind, guys. If you want to trade illegally, go do it somewhere else. It's not worth it for us. We know that. In terms of the market has shifted enough, I would understand. I even think about this. Like Angel's been around crypto since since $7.79 in Bitcoin. Like think about it. I mean, KYC didn't even exist. So is there a natural transition for Angel realizing, okay, maybe there's KYC, we have to do this now? There's a transition for someone who's been in the industry for 10 years, right? Versus people showing up now and purposefully just throwing, it's just it just and not that any transition needs to be made at all, but I just in terms of Angel, but that's an example of someone who could have been around and make any excuse in the world he would want to trade on this exchange or that exchange. And I haven't heard one excuse be mentioned, right? With quality traders who are trying to be of value to the space and to each other. It's just at the end of the day, do we want to turn around in the year and say oh well, we're trading on an illegal exchange, but hey, we made some money. Do what? It's no, that's not on the ticket, man. That is not going to happen. So as we look at this, I just what are you expecting, dude? Come on, man. So as we look at this support in and around, and it's a distraction. To be completely frank and honest, it's a disruption. So don't show up here again, JC. Out. All right. Support here at the 10,000. All right. Support here. That's in October 2020. We're not laughing with you, by the way. Got it? Jay-Z, if you're still listening, we are not laughing. We are not laughing with you. Okay? Copy that. October 2020. All right? October 2020, $10,000. And VIP know what I'm talking about. The July 21st. Okay? July 21st, 2022. Line of support. Real strong indicated line. Just to review. And this is one of the benefits of us streaming, going through the technicals, is that we reframe exactly. Like tomorrow, just include today. We knew exactly where things were. If you have your chart set up, it's just bam, we've got this on the map. We know exactly where things are at. When price moves, we know where it's moving to. It's a crucial thing to stay ahead of the curve, okay? So as we look at, and when you have your technicals set up, it's one thing. A lot of times VIP or right now, you'll see this well, price is just moving to my line. Well, I spend hours, days setting up my technicals. So it's price is going to move to my line. That's a target. That's a resistance. That's, and as we modify them as they go through, they should become a little bit more fine-tuned. So looking at the question is right now, as I would speak into this specific zone here, I've called it the hot zone, in line with this support. Okay, this line of support here. Line of resistance. You guys are very familiar with that line of resistance. Very familiar, right? Do we have an expectation? Let's go through. Let's talk about this. Do we have an expectation right now, technically based on probabilities of where the price should be going? Because we have a very nice move to the upside. A rejection at this point would startle. It would stun the traders. It just would. We have had such a great move to the upside from this level of about 33K to the current price of 43,670. It would operate as a shock to the market if this were to really traverse down below the moving averages or even to really retest. It will feel like a shock if we were to retest the moving averages, the 200 to the 100 at about 42,300. Okay? Now, in line with that, can we make some sort of let's say a probability? Okay, can we fashion some sort of a probability in line with the pattern formation currently, aside from the inverse head and shoulder, right? Aside from this inverse head and shoulder, is there, and in terms of the expectation of a completion for an inverse head and shoulder or a head and shoulder, there really isn't a preference or a probability, let's say, or a preference towards a probability until the neckline is broken. Okay? So once that neckline is broken, then yes, it's time to enter into a trade. Expectations may become a bit elevated once we were to get to a position where it looked like the neckline were about to be broken. It's a ways off. Okay, let's just talk about on the candle wicks. Let's draw this out. We have a lot of room to get there. Let's go through. And we can draw this, and it's good we're getting into this. Let's do this. So the break point about 46,200, okay? 46,200. That's a move up from where we're at, guys. That's quite a move. That I invite you guys to draw on your own charts. I use the Trading View Premium Pro Edition. I think the Premium. I think Pro is level 2. I use the step up from the Pro. So I recommend you guys do that as well. Looking at the left shoulder, the head, the right shoulder. There's really not, as you would look at it, this is where I can state based upon my understanding, my full understanding of technical analysis, as I fully understand it, okay? As I most fully understand it. Let me say that. I don't know how to couch that without saying that I understand each and every facet of it, etc. But I've studied it like nobody's business since like high school, guys. So I just love it. I love the market. I always have. So when I talk, when I speak about the probabilities, it's in line with my understanding from the materials from New York Institute of Finance, since I've been involved in each and every facet of any aspect of the market my entire life, of just literally just grippingly a part of the markets. I love the markets. I always have. So in line with this, is there an expectation that could get us to, because we're really operating on the question here of this is going to be the nuts and bolts of the discussion, and this is what people kind of want to know right now. Angel, shout out to you if you're in the audience. I texted you earlier about the stream. I'm hoping you're around. Let's see here. The question is going to be literally what we're trying to determine is, are we going to hit through and pass 46, this threshold right at about 46.4, 46.398, okay? It's going to be, and it's going to depend upon where we decide to get up and out of. We'll break it on the lines a lot earlier, okay? But watch those candle wicks. In terms of you entering into a position, etc., watch those candle wicks, all right? Now, is there anything in the process here that can help dictate and give us an expectation of either getting to this zone here for a trade, assuming you guys aren't carrying position from a lower target, from our lower target, okay? Or any expectation that we would be moving here. That is the crux of the question, right? That is the not that big of a deal kind of question. 5%. But if you're sitting on 30 and you're looking at losing 5, that is a difference, right? If you're sitting on 30 from our lower target, or you're entering into a new position, a new trade, 5% could be a lot, right? Depending upon how you structure your trade, etc. Could be a big move. So in line with that, what are the probabilities, or what can we fashion in terms of technicals that will give us some sort of an idea in terms of, like, and let's just answer, is there something we can fashion with the technicals that's not just a bunch of jargon that can give us some hint, or some I'd say some forecast, some reasonable forecast in terms of the probabilities of going to either area 1, right, or going to area 2, okay? Because that's the crux of this. Arguably, that's the difference between, and this is just good, we need to go through this for VIP. Hope you guys are doing well. And thanks for tuning in this evening. And sorry, guys, when I kick people out or do something like that, you guys, I'm just protecting the VIP. They just don't need trash around them. And when trash shows up, it gets thrown out. That's just it. So lifting this up here, boom. That's what's sweet on these specific extensions, is about a draw line in tandem with the extensions drawn out on the lines on the daily, okay, to see that golden pocket just light up at 58,495 58,495. Okay. So, I mean, that's cruising back up towards 60 grand, guys. That's nice. That would be a huge, huge move. This could be a monster. I've told everybody the whole time since we really started getting into it, and really before we started peeling down this right shoulder, just that we may, like bulls are looking for a Hiroshima Bitcoin move. Hiroshima Bitcoin move, like nuclear, like blast off to about 60 grand. That's sweet from a pickup of like 33 grand. That works. Yeah, that's not bad for 2022. If we can schedule it in, I don't know, guys. You think we can schedule it in? I appreciate you guys scheduling in some chats. Let me know what's going on with you. Okay. And I don't know. Jay-Z, he's just, I don't know what he's doing. He shows back up. Shows back up. So, you get bored. I know why, because you get bored out there because no one else, they don't have top line TA. They're not hitting targets like this. Bam. They're not, I know why he does. And, it is the case. So, that is the situation. That's okay. I did a kind of a TA check on some other channels. I sent it to Angel. My gosh, just be careful. I can't tell you what to look at or not. We don't shop TA, Angel and I, the entire time. That is 100% our deal. I will throw something at him if I see some really bad piece of TA. I'll review it to see what you guys might be looking at. Sometimes I can barely stomach it. Literally puts a knot in my stomach to watch some of these dudes out there, Dubai Fry guys, etc. I looked at some of the stuff there. I was like, oh my gosh. Like I mean, it is miserable, guys. It is just miserable. Yet at the same time, it is renewing for us. It's reconfirming for us just in terms of the level of dignity that you guys are bringing to the space and kind of professionalism. I'll say that level of professionalism, just the top tier. It's just, it's not a tagline when I talk about it. I just know that. So I appreciate that very much from you guys. And I have to, I literally, I don't know, it may be the last time I ever just even do a spot check with this and that, because I'll do it once every 3 weeks or 4 weeks with Dubai Fry guys or something. I'll do a spot check. This spot check of the last 3 weeks, this was yesterday. I looked in, or today I looked in, and I shot Angel something from the guy tweet or something else. He literally had a pattern upside down. I'm like, oh my gosh. You're expecting people to go bullish into a bearish pattern? I'm like, what? He's like, oh, and he's excited it worked out for him. I'm like, well, hey man, you doing a great service to people. Let me tell you, that's impressive. I don't mean to harp on anyone, but I bring it up like normally after I do a spot check or something like that. I'd be like, okay, what could people, how could I better our show? How could I do something better for TA, for VIP? Is there anything else, that I don't know, how much better are the VIP than the rest of the crew? How about that? That's about the spot check that goes on, because every time I wind up complaining about it, and it's literally once for every 4 weeks or something, I'll look at it, and it just winds up being, I'm like, you guys have no idea how good you are. It's just it. Like I'm impressed with. I'm impressed, but I'm continually not surprised whenever I say that. So, good job. So it's an interesting space, isn't it? Yeah. So as we would look at the inverse head and shoulders, right? No real expectation of completion. Not like, well, we formed a right shoulder, so yes, we're going to definitely, we're going to break through and hit 60. If we don't have a further detailed level of expectation based upon a technical to get us there, I mean, the inverse head and shoulder could just sit there. We don't have to complete it whatsoever. There's not a necessarily, because we are forming one, there is not an indication, or there's not a preference or probability as to its mere existence. Okay, that's accurately stated. I'm just picking up on this here, right? This is going to be an issue, going to be / has been an issue. We get to where we have so many lines on the map that I try and surface things out, clean things out for you relatively well. Let's see here. So that is just another line of resistance, a preceding peak to a recently established level here. Okay. Looks like we are traversing through about that area. So this is somewhat indicated here. I'm not sure that that's more, that would be any more, I'd say, powerful in terms of a trend line than the ones that we have on the map right now. Let's go through, and what we're doing now is doing some technical analysis just to look at the probability of us getting to the breakout. That's going to be the form and focus of this specific stream. Okay, just to kind of go through that process. I think it's time well spent. You guys may have done this already. If you have, that's impressive. Resistance to attempted support. Okay, I have done this a few times on my own time. Okay, just time off of the stream. Look at this. All right, give me your attention, if you can, as to, let me wipe this out for a second in terms of the other thought process is just, let's get on board with it. It's going, baby. Let's go. It's going up. Let's go. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I don't mind going with the momentum of the market. The momentum is up right now. I don't have a real reason to question the momentum, except for the fact that there's some outstanding kind of geopolitical concerns that things could fit into or not. You know, we could have the little equity market ripped into red like no one's ever really been told about. You know, it's just like, just literally, and I mean that not like it's never happened before, but the fact that just it could just surprise, bam, and we wake up and we got war overseas. We got something crazy, equities off the shelf, oil's gone nuts. So to the extent that we can spend some time in technicals and not just get on a hype train with momentum, because momentum could shift drastically. Okay, and anyone who's going to tell you they know Russia's plans in terms of what Russia's going to do, okay, good job. I'm sure you do. Huh? So it's probably not realistic, guys. So in terms of, though, you could make some predictions based upon I guess previous military behavior, etc. So in terms of this hit of resistance, this other hit of resistance here, essentially this specified, okay, trend line that is in existence here with the resistance, we would lift this up here, bam, and we have a nice parallel function here between the prior all-time high, okay, of about 65,000, preceding all-time high, to this hitch right in here at about that mark of 50,000. Okay, that is an interesting line. Okay, it's going to be an interesting area for us to deal with if we get the opportunity to deal with it, both on the lines and on the wicks. But the lines on the daily have been playing well enough. I just want you guys to be aware of that top line resistance in this zone. Okay, just kind of above, let's say above the current kind of operating zone, above this current line of resistance here, just to schedule out. Okay, so. And that, interestingly, is going to be above the 200 and the 100 moving average. Little voice inside me just wants to say, you know what, London, you're not going to need any of this. It's just going to the moon, right? It's just going to the moon. Bitcoin is going to the moon, man. It's just, why would you do TA, right? Why would we sit and do technical analysis? Why would we want to come up with the published low anywhere, guys, in terms of a target? Why would we want to do that? It's just going to the moon, man. Why would we need to do all that? So let's look at this. That would be the carry-up function of, and not really a carry-up function, it's an express line. It's just, it's an interesting dynamic as we would look at the expected angles, okay, that you would have on a, you don't have to get all the way out into kind of expected angles with trends, whether or not they're too steep, not steep enough, or they match in a 45 degree, which time frame you're on. We don't have to go through all that. But we have this expressed channel function here that can operate within the line here of the top resistance prior, all-time high, this interceding and intermittent level of resistance here, which was a tough zone. That was a tough little spot here, guys. You remember that? If you guys were paying attention during that specific element here, that wasn't very kind. Bitcoin could have just gone up and out. We had a nice I'd say a fractal. It is a fractal technically, but a nice repeat of the pricing behavior in terms of the pattern formation that we were really looking forward to picking up. So people were pretty excited here. You guys remember that? We were all pretty excited about getting up and over. We walked through that, what would have been required, and entry was not required. Okay, it wasn't, those conditions were not satisfied. All right, so we didn't establish on that hourly. If you'll remember, the hourly didn't provide us with constant action above that specified threshold, that barrier, that resistance. We were looking for candles just to start grinding along the hourly. Just give me 2 hours, maybe not even a 4 hour. I just need to see 1 or 2 hourly candles, set up against that and above that line of resistance. So I want to shout out to Josh. I haven't done that in a while. Josh, hope you're doing well. Josh, $1 million in terms of earnings 2021, in terms of just from his TA, etc. here at the group. So that's exciting. Ambrosio, what's up, bro? Hope you're doing well, Ambrosio. And if you don't see your picture below, you need to DM me, okay? Because this is on a separate side rig. And if I don't have your picture up now, I just need to pull it in from another place. But I like those pictures going along the bottom. I see you guys. I'm like, hey, Kent Gifford, or whoever it is. That's what I prefer to have in terms of just some interaction with you guys. It's cool. It's a cool little. It's a cool enough group. I think you'd be surprised if you knew some of the people who watch this. I don't know. Some of them are interesting characters, interesting financial backgrounds, etc. Interesting stuff, guys. So. And maybe not at 11 o'clock or 2 a.m. or 3 a.m., but yeah, this is a nicely broadcasted medium. So I appreciate having you guys with me on the journey, as we would say, part of the team. They know we have a team, that's for sure. What's up, Kuda? What's up, brother? Nice to see you. Support, resistance. I have done this quite a bit in terms of triangulation. Okay, just in terms of exploring, the ultimate question here is, do we have any type of reasonable expectation towards our moving to completion on the inverse head and shoulders? Towards our coming back into contact with the 200 and the 100 moving average on the daily? If we pop the inverse head and shoulders, we're going to be in pretty good shape in terms of, let me walk this all the way back to the inverse head and shoulders. Let me get back to that. Let's see where we're at. Okay. Let me go from here to here and set this up on the daily. Let's look at it's just gonna be right smack dab. This is an awesome technical I'd say job for Bitcoin to pull off here. You guys, you just see it. It's just on the daily. The question is, are we going to break? And this is the essence of the entirety of the trend. Are we going to reverse inverse head and shoulders? Are we going to conquer the moving averages, get up and above one and the second, the first and the second? Hey, Angel, my man, what's up? Angel, what's going on? Angel, we just had a fallout earlier on with with a former VIP who strutted his stuff in here, and it wasn't bad, but I had to remove him. He's a young kid trader, this and that, and I had to take him out. So it's nice to have you here. Had to tell him sayonara. He had some different, I don't know, just some issues. They weren't VIP, huh? He's a good trader, but, not on the right exchange, purposely on wrong exchanges, different stuff like that. I mentioned you, and I'm like, you've seen a lot change over the years with KYC needs, etc. And I'm like, but don't just go hunting for trouble. And I think he's trying just to pollute up the environment. So he's gone. I wanted to let you know that just happened while you weren't here. And it's nice to have you here. Absolutely nice to have you here. As we would talk about the technicals, I'm digging into the framework of, is there any reasonable expectation or any framework we could put the technicals into right now that would give us the anticipation as we look at these specific lines. If you guys have if you've been paying close attention to my lines, they're just right on. I was discussing, at times you could get the the criticism that, well, all of your lines, the price just goes to your lines. Well, it's because we set them up for hours and days at a time and ahead of time and put a lot of work into the technicals. So yeah, they're going to be accurate, both preceding and thereafter is the whole idea of technical analysis. Construct the framework of the preceding price action into the current price action to determine where it goes. It's not a random walk. Literally they would call that just a random walk theory, right? So, in terms of this top line function versus, let's say, which would be a positive move versus a move to the downside, where are we at now? I discussed the fact that were Bitcoin to move to the downside here, were it to do that, it would operate as a shock. What do we got here? Hey, that's nice, huh? He's going to need a new avatar. Nikki gave me a new nickname, Half Man, Half Amazing. That's good. Very nice. Nikki is Angel's better half. That is really cool. I like that. Half man, half amazing. That's awesome. We will be happy to do anything in terms of facilitating that. 100%. That is cool. If you guys are not all the time here, or if you are, you know that we chill out and chit chat a bit, and we'd like to hear what Angel has to say to us, because he's been in crypto a long time. He's a really committed member of the group. He's top of the group, and we're very pleased to have him here. He is a tough dude, and people who know him know he is a tough dude, tough trader, iron hands. And we like to learn from what he's got going on. And I would ask him where price is going. He would be bullish all the time. He is like that, but he's always ready to. He's prepared to double down at lower levels. One thing that I think, really caught on with within this group is the fact that we're always prepared to double down at lower levels. That's what we preach. That's what we're never overexposed at a higher price. So not exactly the all-in mentality that other people may get excited or too hyped about. We're in it for the long haul. In terms of the profitability potential for the potential for profit, given the volatility of crypto, you just cannot replace it. Really, it's really impressive. So I brought up a similarity or an analogy with IBM, the IBM chart, and let's just, do I have it up? Let me see. Just look at International Business Machines, and you can look at, IBM had a run up of, just as an example. This has nothing to do with IBM. I mean, it is their chart, but let's see here. In over 1,000 days, IBM went up. There we go. In 1,600 days, IBM went up 500% in 1,600 days. All right? So you're looking at over 4 years, something like that, well over 4 years, right? In terms of a 600% gain, right? 4 years, guys. 4 years. You guys in crypto know, we can do that here and there on, in less than a year. A lot of your other crypto, you guys know, a lot less than that. But Bitcoin, a couple hundred days, right? So it's been a phenomenal, guys. It's just been a phenomenal path that Bitcoin has set before Angel over these years, and we're excited to bring this out in terms of just the top shelf TA. And thank you, Angel. That means a lot in terms of you liking the charts and the TA. I spend a lot of time on them. We're seeing the pickup along this designated red line, which is that preceding support. Okay, and we're looking to get. It's just interesting how much price action we've just seen it conform just about perfectly to that to these lines on the 30-minute particularly. It's one of the stronger time frames that we've gotten into recently. Is the 30-minute. The daily is nice because it's not as, we don't have as much as much expressed volatility in the daily as we do the lower time frames. We have a lot more of the grind on the lower time frames. But with that said, we need the lower time frames as a predictive. If you remember, Angel, you were in the back when we found the 29,750. And that 29,750 came as a result of a small ascending triangle. And so when we look at the time frames, et cetera, we talked about that for a while last time. When we look at the time frames, it's always important to us to focus on those lower time frames, but to keep the larger ones in I'd say we have to consider it in the entirety, of course. But to the extent that you're going to catch, and let me just, before I really go into this, I've thought of saying this beforehand, but I haven't really said it, and so I'll go ahead and say it this time. Is to the extent that you're expecting to catch a move like we did on the lower time frame, into this specific zone here on like the 5-minute chart, to the extent that you're ready to catch something like that in the 5-minute time frame, this was the 29,750 with a small ascending triangle. You can try and find a lift off like that. You may spend a year trying to find it, right? Just because it may not be in the price action. You may have instances like that play out from the 5 minutes. To really set like the reversal course and to be the one to point back to and look at this specific move, that's kind of a rarity. So we're excited about that. Just don't gear in those expectations when you do spend time on the lower time frames. I think that's fair enough to say, hey, what's up, Luke? Luke is in the house. What is up, Luke? Nice to see you. Saying hello to Angel. What is up? Boom, Luke, what is up? Nice to see you. Angel, Luke saying hello to you in the chats. If you're still there chilling, hope you are. Luke is a great guy at the charts. He knows what he is doing. It is nice to have him in the back, Luke. I'm looking forward to 2022. Something's going to come our way that's going to be very interesting. I just have the feeling, don't you? Something, it happened in 2021, and we didn't have VIP the whole 2021, did we? I don't think we did. So yeah, we're destined to really tear it up in 2022. There's going to be some, once we get into, is it the whatever the schedule of new startups or whatever it is, as the ball still starts to roll downhill, it should be real interesting. I'm looking forward to doing that with you guys. So I'll put good evening, Luke, in the house. And yeah, Luke's TA is as good as anybody's back there. He's top shelf. He knows how to find bull flags. Absolutely impressive on that front. So getting to the question and issue, and thanks for shouting out, Luke. I appreciate it very much. To the extent that we are, I guess, what would we say? That we are resolving the question or exploring the question as to, is there a technical in play that can drive us to the upside or drive us to the downside, right? That we have a reasonable expectation. Is there a continuation or a reversal pattern in play right now? Let's see what Angel says. When trading, especially BTC, personally speaking, I compare and test even at the 5 second. Copy that. Hey, and Angel saying, hey, Luke, back to you. Very cool. Yeah, down to the 5 second. And you know what's interesting, Angel, is, and you know this for a fact, when we've had big streams, big groups, big things, big stuff, big other people, I'll go into the 5 second. Literally everyone leaves the stream. I have no idea why. When I go into a stream, we go into some sort of live stream, and we go into the 5 second, literally, people just leave. They just vacate the room. And look who's here. Me and Angel and Luke, who's really into technicals. But some guys you just can't scare. You couldn't steer away from the technicals. It's just like it is the truth. It is what it is. Like you got to look at that 5 seconds. So it's nice because the group that we have, they're the guys that stayed when we went down to the 5 second. We went down to the 1 second. Yeah. And it's just interesting, huh? So Yeah, and you know that. You may even be a bit. I mean, you just know this. You know that I go into them, and when I go into those lower time frames, a lot of people are they just leave. They can't handle a a 1 minute time frame, a 5 minute time frame, and it does seem. I remember the day when it did seem a bit off, when it did seem like well, that's just too much. It's the same price action. It's the same price. It's just a better look at it. Can't wait. Lots going on in the back. Yeah, we got that right. Good to see you guys chit chat, Angel and Luke. Yeah, we're gonna get some good stuff going on in the back. I remember that hey, we had that interesting one. I didn't really push too hard on the Falcon X. That thing rocketed up a little bit. Wasn't I don't know, between the game and that video that they had, kind of interesting. I don't know. Didn't know is it. Sometimes the promo pieces will be like 10 times more than the actual product. I don't like when they over promote a product. That is, they'll spend $100,000 on the product and they'll spend $1 million promoting it. So I always try and keep that in some sort of a balance. So that Falcon X, it took off. I would assume that some VIPs decided to trade it. I didn't push it heavily in terms of like I really like this project. It just kind of seemed normal, but it maybe normal is kind of what we needed for a minute. But it did pop up about 70% from, I think, one of those top level fibs. So if you guys did trade, if you decided to or not, 2021 taught us we will have plenty of opportunities to trade without a doubt. So looking at a little bit of an ascending triangle here on the 5 minute after just a pour down to this line of support. So it looks like buyers are picking up at this specified line again. Okay, just the designated zone that they picked up on previously. Just Bitcoin has this wonderful habit of carving, and as it carves, it just provides trades. Seems like on the 30 minutes got a pretty heavy slope here. Now, this is where she'll get tricky, and you guys know this. This is where, like, in VIP may not even like it. You guys may not even love this. And I'm starting to go through and like draw a fan out, draw out a reversal pattern, draw out anything we can draw out. What I'm getting into, and the fan is a very, very solidly constructed, solidly established pattern. As we look at the pricing, when we look at these specific moves like this, you have to be able to quantify that. You have to be able to analyze this kind of a move on Bitcoin. You just have to. It's like an inverse Elliott wave. It's a this, it's a that. You gotta be able to bring your TA game to it. Let's look at the specific. Let's go to the 5 minute here. Let's go to the 5 minute. And thanks for the compliments on the TA, Angel. We try and keep it clean. We run a clean ship around here. Let's go to this here. Boom, boom. And let's see. Yeah, Luke gets busy with work and then his family, which is awesome. I'm like, give him a hard time. Like, never, no way. It's always good. He's a real competent dude in terms of what all he does. So it's cool. Very cool. I like to hear about the jobs. I like the pictures you send from the job. It's pretty cool stuff. As we would look at the different potential patterns in play, we identified whatever you're trading, says Angel, if trading in a tight channel, you have to go 1, 5, 10 second. There you go. You've got to, huh? The reversals, the patterns, etc. You just have to. The 5 minute gets, that's a luxury. Look at the 5 minute. On the 5 minute, we have the entirety of, especially if you have different screens, you're gonna have the lower time frames on. You just are. You look at the luxury of the 5 minute chart. We have the last 8 days on the screen. That's a luxury. You have 8 or 9 days. We have a whole week. That's big time. That's a real luxury as we would look through that level of a, you just think about it. Do we need, 8 or 9 days on the screen right now? Like, that's the 5 minute time frame. So putting it in context, and digging into, let's just, the ultimate question here. How do we frame the technicals to give ourselves, or at least what pattern needs to play or not? What is the is it too early? And I think this is where we'll ultimately wind up with. Is it too early? Or this is the answer that we'll ultimately fashion here. Is it too early for us to come up with some sort of a function or an answer saying that, well, this must occur. If this does not occur, because we've already said this, like, essentially 60 grand is on the table if we can, right, the condition, if we can shoot up past the 46 grand, if we can conquer that 46,100, okay, just the neckline. If we get over the 46,100, break the neckline, we're heading up to the target is 60,000. Just ballpark, 58.5. Okay. Is there a way to get us thus far with the technical approach to say that, can we scale that down? Can we zoom that in? Can we get more focused on this level to say, and this is where we should go with it, to say, well, we have a bull flag, a baby bull flag here. If we could complete this to the upside, that puts us along the threshold of the resistance. Essentially, I'm going to say the resistance because the top of this flag would operate as a resistance, as would the preceding hits here of the neckline. So yes, breaking the neckline is going to involve breaking a line of resistance. So within the framework of the pattern that we're looking at right now, which is a flag, I would prefer to have a shot up like this preceding this channel formation here. I'd prefer to have a strong move to the upside. Any flag formation, boom, you want that amplitude, you want that velocity beforehand. We have a little bit of velocity. We got up and out relatively well, didn't we, of the ascending triangle at this level. Very clearly, undisputedly ascending triangle. Okay, on the candle wicks, you get to your target. Okay, so in terms of that, we did get up and out of that quite well. So this rounding feature, kind of this you have to condense this. Let's say the rounding feature of it. You can spread anything out to where it looks nearly sideways, right? As we would talk about the need for the velocity, the amplitude, that strong move to the upside right here, that breakout of the ascending triangle 42.6, what is that? Right at 42.6, wasn't it? Yeah, 42.6. Let me look. 42.684. Okay, just above. 42.6 up to that 44, just over 44,000. The stronger of a move that this is to the upside, the greater the expectation in the market that it would be repeated. Okay, and that is the case on this specific move here, and also on this specific move here. Okay, as we would dig into the micro, and then kind of say the macro, but just a larger. It is a micro pattern than a macro pattern there. So let me see what we have. Just reading if Angel has written anything else. I'm going to put copy of that, Angel. So Angel's saying, whenever you're trading in a tight channel, you have to go to the 1, the 5, the 10. Absolutely. Second, absolutely. Without a doubt. So the key feature here that we're focused on, irrespective of whatever kind of defect or flaw we may see in, well, I'd prefer more of a stronger move to the upside here, is the fact and the notion, guys, that we do have a semblance of, and not a bad semblance at all, of a bull flag on the hourly, right? We have a move to the upside, then we have a downward sloping channel. If we go to the 30-minute, we still have it, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see this. We are going to need to get up and out of this channel here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay? So it is within the realm of contemplation that this specific move and a lot of preface, right? A lot of time spent on the stream. That's okay. People want a 2-minute answer, you know. I'd rather spend a little bit of time and go through it with the guys that we lay the foundation, the groundwork. We understand the extensions above us, right? Understand the extensions. Understand the ultimate 58,000 move, inverse head and shoulders. Understand the resistance here. Understand also this secondary level of resistance up here. Okay, just a parallel carry up of this primary level of resistance that has really frustrated price recently. Key trend line. And within that context of all the groundwork that we laid, it just frames this move a bit differently. Now the 5-minute, again, I would prefer a bull flag to really, like on the 5-minute, I would just prefer it. It's a preference of the market traders. It's your preference. It's my preference. It's just, we don't have, it's beyond discussion, but it is what it is. In terms of, we just prefer this to look like this. Bull flag. That is optimal. That is a first-class bull flag. Bam, to the upside. You know, it would be one that's just a vertical move to the upside. Real strong formation, then bam, we're up and out. So to the extent that's a bit imperfect, well, that is what it is. It's not giving it to us necessarily on the 5-minute. Now, the 30-minute looks decent. You see, if I'm going to the optimal here on the right, yeah, the 30-minute looks decent. That looks all right, huh? You guys agree? I hope you agree. If you, I know you do, and I'm just giving you a hard time. As we look at the inverse head and shoulders, this is the move that can get us there. So there is an answer to the question. In terms of probabilities, maybe not really resolved yet. Maybe it's not really resolved in terms of would we have a likelihood to repeat this amplitude of the flag, okay? Is there a likelihood that we would repeat that? Now, we would go, that's the question. Angel, where the bulls at? Yeah, they just helped build a bull flag with our levels of support and resistance. Yeah, it's nice to look at the lines that we had laid out here. This is bullish. This right here is bullish. But yeah, they got to be here. Huh? They're here. Huh? They're here. They are here in VIP. I know that much. I mean, we don't target things to if you're not a bull, go to bed. That's the bottom line. If you ain't here to hit a target, people will say all the time, you know, I don't think people understand hitting a target, to tell you the truth. This is the most bullish thing you can do on the planet, is hit a target. Stack cash deep. So when you're up here, I mean, come on, guys. It's just, you know, there's one, you can play breakout trades, but if you're willing to stack your cash while it's pouring down through the ground, you know, while the price is literally just hemorrhaging down through the ground, and you're willing to stack your cash there for the market and in exchanges, for the market maker exchanges, just to pick up, hey, you know, you want to play a breakout trade, hey, go ahead, huh? Instead of, you want to stack your cash at double and triple down at lower levels and let the market either plow through them to another level or not, huh? This is bull right here. You want to say a target, etc. Bull. Bring it on down. Not the 50%. No, hammer down again. Boom. Double down into it. Those are some strong hands that get that stuff done, guys. That's good stuff. That's big stuff. Angel, good to have you. Luke, good to have you. I kick people out. You guys know that. If they don't belong around you guys, I kick them out. That's just the bottom line. It is what it is. I must be equipped to do that. That's okay. That's what I enjoy doing it for you guys. It's part of the story, I guess. So we have the bull flag feature. We have the we have this, guys. We're close enough right now. Well, I have an answer to the question. Do we have this is the question. Do we have a probability? Is there a probability we're gonna bust out of the bull flag? Well, ultimately we don't answer that question because that belongs to somebody who's not wanting to trade. Honestly, that would come from someone ultimately as we really digest beyond the technicals. And people know this. Like what? You want the answer is whether or not the bull flag's gonna go before it goes. That's almost like against the channel. Interesting discussion we have, huh? It's almost like hold on, dude. Are you even gonna trade that? Because at the end of the day, that's the question, huh? Interesting. As we look for the predictive to get us where we're going, and it's odd because I know some guys that hammered into this lower level. I'll say range. Okay, exact targets, etc. Of mine that did that, who just want to know now, well, is it going to go up or is it going to go down? Isn't that funny, huh? This ain't the place where it's going to go up or it's going to go down. This is the place you got a bull flag. You know how to trade one? Boom. Yeah, Angel's saying sometimes we got to lighten the mood a little bit. I think, we do that all the time. Huh? We try and have a good time. And there's nothing wrong with telling people it's going up. And you can always tell them, huh? Oh, it's going to go up. But I always tell them, it's just funny if you guys meet someone, it's just funny because every time because when people ask me, they're normally excited about it. They want to put money into it. They just seen like some commercial on TV. Right, or some advertisement on CNBC or Bloomberg talk about it or something else. I'm going to put my money into it. When they that's usually the time when it's going to go down anyway. So when they're excited or Yahoo's trying to sell it to them or whatever, like on Twitter has a special ad for Bitcoin. Just went up 40%. Get in on the action. I saw that from Voyager. Sent me an alert. Bitcoin just went up 30%. Get in on the action. I'm like, do what, man? So, let's see what we got. For real, though, people want free money. Yeah, they do. They don't want to trade. And Savage, we would appreciate you getting, for the price of a stick of gum, go ahead and get a base camp badge. That's just for the guys who hang out here in the chat. We'd welcome you to join our trade group. I know you've been around a little bit, Northwest. What's up? Get a badge for us. We'd appreciate that. Just click in, get a badge. Join VIP if you want to. We got the back rooms full of charts and chats. This Space Falcon X deal. That was a decent one. I brought it just with the kind of heads up. You guys like this, not this and that. And I don't bring many. At least mention it, but that went up like 70% for those who hit Fibonacci on that. Going through charts in the back, etc. Just some new coins and different things like that. It's a good group, first class group. So if you trade, we would appreciate having you as a member of our kind of team, informal team. Just like we get together, we do the TA. We do the we grill the market. Like we work with it till it's ours. Is a bottom line. Like this bottom. I mean, and it's interesting because Northwest. You mentioned that people just want free money. They want to be told when to buy. I told them that they got up. They're up 30%. A lot of them went way too heavy. They went way too heavily, right, in terms of their position. And I just know, like, now it's like, they want to know it's going to keep going up. So part of this is we want to come up with the perfect answer. I like to do that all day long in the back for VIP. We frequently, and it's funny because a lot of times I'll draw out a 1 or 2 or circle here or there, wherever it goes, and the price will just pop up to it, and that's fine. But we're a different group, right? We're not the, is it going to go up? Is it not? Like, what are the probabilities telling us? So, that's one component of a bull flag. We can talk about it overall. Just to reframe our thinking on it is not necessarily, right? You want to complete a bull flag, you got to step in. Like, check out Sheeb. I got to tell you guys, and I shout out to Angel, right? Trillion Sheeb. 1 trillion Sheeb. Do the math. What is that? I think it's probably, is that like 28 million bucks. Something. You guys do the math on 1 trillion Sheeb. You let me know. Do the math. Let's see here. Now, in terms of a frustrated breakout, this is what we are dealing with. I bring up SHIB because can you give it up? SHIB, get up. It's just pushed. This is what I mean when I say push. Something is pushed. It's pushed resistance. It's just formulated a new pattern almost. It's just not, it's not giving up at all. It still has bullish tones, in terms of a continuation pattern. If you want to classify this or designate it as a symmetrical triangle, it's just pushing too much laterally. Just like, at some point, it's going to need to get up, SHIB. At some point, you're going to need to quit this mess with people. And I saw this earlier. I wanted to bring it to your attention. SHIB looks like it's getting programmed, okay? What time frame was this on? I saw some pricing action earlier today, and I like that. This looks programmed. Let me see what I got real quickly here. You can tell when traders are hitting a market or when it starts to get into kind of a slow, progressive program function. It was in line with, let me see if I got the 4-hourly. I'll bring it to the VIP in the back. I will get that. Right now on SHIB, everybody look at the, I think the best look you have is on the 4-hourly. On the 4-hourly, looks like you could be formulating, non-speculative. You are formulating on the 4-hourly an ascending triangle, okay, which would have a designated target to the upside, okay, which could be different, which is differentiated, at least in the 4-hourly, from a pennant play. So watch that, please, as you're trading SHIB. Watch that. The 4-hour also saves the notion of the pennant as well. So you have a potential catch, potential carry up of the bottom side, support to resistance function, the parallel carry up, which is a measurement tool for any symmetrical triangle. So watch that on SHIB. And I know you can't back a SHIB bull off anything. So Angel knows that. Let's dig into Bitcoin. Let me get back into, we love trading here. I don't know if you guys appreciate that. We love to trade. We just love it. It is why we are here. We're stuck on the back room. VIP, the BTC call last summer at 28,950 set in motion a stable of altcoins. VIPs, you need to listen and pay attention. That is the truth. Boom. That is the truth, Angel. It wasn't just that call on Bitcoin at all. It was the whole market went trajectory north. Like, seriously, huh? A lot of cash was made. Very important, huh? Well, look at what 2021 gave us. Like, we don't get anything for free. Look at that price action 2021. That's stupendous. That is phenomenal. I mean, you have got to say, from this lesson in terms of patience of the market, this sideways trajectory, boom, boom, boom. I mean, that's some heavy, heavy stuff, guys. This is a special market. Appreciate that in your own trade game, what you're doing in terms of your discipline, etc. I always say you need consistency and discipline. That's not me. That's like New York Institute of Finance, okay? Top dogs. That's where Wall Street goes to school. So it's just consistency and discipline. You're going to lose some trades, you betcha. You're going to lose more than a few, you might. How are you going to respond when you do? No one is expecting anybody here to be perfect at all, just so you know. Okay? We're a real aggressive group, stuff like that. We just are with the market, heavy-handed, double, triple down, compound in at lower levels. Always have our game face on in terms of when the market brings it, we're ready to hammer into it. We have some fun, but we have our A game. When it's on, it's on. That's when we're having fun, when it's on. So this is I just going to tell you guys, in terms of coming back onto a line of support, this is the form that you want to do it in the form of a bull flag. It just is. If you're gonna come back onto a preceding line of support, that's just how you want to do it. You want to have a nice run up, and then just carve in with a channel to the downside, and give the buyers the opportunity to get involved, to break this top line of resistance here of this channel formation. Boom, boom, to the upside. And what is sweet on this specific bull flag is that you wouldn't just be breaking the resistance on the bull flag here, you'd also be breaking this crucial level of resistance that is indicated. Let's go through this. You'd be breaking this crucial level of resistance that we've talked about and locked to the lines here on the daily. Bam, bam. That line has played like a drum, guys. Preceding, you know this, resistance, failed support, okay, into just real strongly indicated level of resistance, okay? So getting up and out of the bull flag would get us up and out of that level of resistance as well, right? So oh, shoot. Thank you so much for that, huh? The charts I'm looking at are not showing. That was my fault. Thank you, Luke. Next time, Angel, send me a text message. Luke, next time, send me a text message. That's not good. That's my fault. What was I talking about? Let's reframe real quickly. In terms of the, I'll go through that in 2 seconds. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, what we were talking about. This was being discussed right here. Thank you. I've got too many screens up. As we look at this, that just happens sometimes. Thanks, Luke. Appreciate it, brother. As we look at this specific breakout, what I was just discussing, all you missed was this. As I was discussing this preceding level of resistance here, bam, bam, 1, 2. Resistance to support. And I'm glad you said something, Luke, because this is very important. Resistance to support, right? The key focal line that is really made itself known. That line of resistance would be broken. That's that line. Would be broken with a strong move by bulls, bam, to complete this bull flag. So not only would we get up and out, we'd get up and out of the, let's say, of the bull flag, we would get up and out of this line of resistance. We could do away with that line of resistance and take ourselves to the top of we would break out of the inverse head and shoulders. Okay, very bullish. We would break out of and let me see. Make sure that you can see. Let me see that you can. Can you see the charts? Let's see the charts now. Let me know. Excuse me. Can you see the charts now? Technical difficulties with the stream, London. We can't see the charts. I think you can see them now. If not, I'd be really amazed that you couldn't see them, because I'm on them now, and it looks like they are. Yeah, it looks like they're good to go. Copy. Luke, make sure you can see them. And I'll make sure Angel can see. Angel, can you see? This is an important point on the charts we need to go through. All right, so and we see this, you know, if you're plugged into this in terms of the inverse head and shoulders. There we go. Thanks, Angel. You can see them too, huh? Boom, boom, boom. We need to see the charts. These are important charts. Okay. We have a bit of an inverse head and shoulders that we would start to look at here. Okay. And always frame your reversal patterns. Always, in terms of like a move to the downside, just always frame your reversal patterns. Always keep them in mind. Crucial. Inverse head and shoulders. Okay. Which would have a higher, would require the breakout of the bull flag we were looking at. Okay. and would have a threshold great enough to get up and over that. That is our path to glory there. That is the way BTC can rock and roll it, guys. You guys got it? Let's check it. We have a patterned reversal here. And by reversal meaning what, okay? Let's just go with the interpretation that up here we fell into a bit of an ascending wedge, right? Boom. Okay, so we fell out. We need to reverse, right? We need a reversal. Partially accomplished with that fan. Okay, the fan reversal here at the very bottom. And we had this up in VIP. Very nice, right? The resistance to support, and up and out in an ascending triangle. Keep your fans front and center in terms of what you're looking at with your chart patterns, guys. It will develop your game. When you start looking at fans, you start seeing, okay, support to let's say the resistance to support, right? Just it will up your game. I'm telling you guys. Once you start seeing, if you see one of them and you trade one of them, you're like, holy cow, man, this is so much better. I'm telling you guys, just know this, and look at the fundamentals of TA. Look at John J. Murphy book, okay? John J. Murphy. Technical analysis of the financial markets. Check it out. Get a copy. Amazon it. 2-3 day, whatever you need to do. Get it. Okay? That is the book. Not Google or whatever is going to tell us what's right or wrong. That is the book. Okay? In terms of John J. Murphy, TA of the financial markets. Okay, look, this amplitude here, bam. Can it carry up? Would be nice. We got a little bit of a threshold here. That's going to be a nice play to watch happen, guys. The road map is there. We have just laid out the road map to $58,000 Bitcoin. Bum, 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 bum. Now the traders need to make it happen. You guys, you're in line with it, right? I think that is as nice of a roadmap that we would want in terms of the starting gate. We need to get out of the starting gate. Is there a probability? Well, let's say, we need to kind of get out of the starting gate. I mean, you're going to go to the race. You're going to do this. It's like, well, which horse is going to win, right? Bitcoin, right here. Yeah, we're up. We're there. We're on track, right? We're essentially we're at wherever, however you want to do the analogy. But we got to get up and out of this little zone right here. We got to break this flag, right? We got to open up the gates and start running with the sucker, because we get up and out of this, it could cascade, right? You know, if the buyers are there, we're good, guys. We got the inverse head and shoulders following up with a higher target than the specified. You know, this is step 1, bull flag, breakout, confirmation, move to the upside. Step 2, boom, breakout of the inverse head and shoulders, right? This smaller inverse head and shoulders. Note that, guys. Your right shoulder on the inverse head and shoulder macro is an inverse head and shoulders. And we'll want to watch that on the upside target. So it's a day of, right? This is a day plus potentially, right, of price action. It's you're looking at, it's not going to happen tomorrow. If it happened in 2 days and 17 hours, wow, that'd just be amazing, wouldn't it? We go up another 30% in 2 days, that'd just be phenomenal. It is, been aggressive before. Has it been that aggressive? I don't believe in a while if it has. So, yeah, this move, if we can get it, it's 7 days. Even during its aggressive stint here, 7 days to go up that much, okay? To really get its like, let's see, 6 days, 7 days. This is a move, right? It's a day plus. I'll just say that in terms of it building that positive price to 58,000. But we know exactly the 1, 2, 3 punch to get it done. We got the bull flag. Okay. Buyers needed to step in. We have the 1, 2, 3 on the 30-minute. We do have. Yeah, thanks, guys, for letting me know about that chart. This wouldn't be any fun if we couldn't see the charts, huh? What? No. Everybody like, no. I got to see those charts. Got to see those charts. Got to see that price action. 100%, man. We have got to dig into the price action because we got the roadmap now. And we understand it a little bit lengthy in the beginning. Sorry for the taking the charts away for a second. I won't do that to you guys, right? So inverse head and shoulder here. We have the game plan now. We know the roadmap, literally to 58,000. And I'll measure this up exactly just to make sure. That sounds like the VIP way to be. We got the roadmap to 58K. What is going on? It's going to be just around that, depending upon where we break out. Yeah, it is. It just is. It is going to be real close. 58,555. If price gets to 58.50 or 58 flat, and you don't sell because you were waiting for it to get to 50, well, it's supposed to get your chart says 58.494. Guys, you need to adjust you're going to need to adjust those sometimes. I have that talk with people and they say, well, the market maker didn't pick me up. I had exactly what your price was. I had that discussion maybe once with people and that's it. I'm like, what's the excuse is, and some people will just watch it just take off and go. I'm like, man, the complaint is the market maker didn't pick me up. The solution is I got in anyway, right? In terms of the framework, be a little more aggressive, be a little more conservative, okay? Pay attention to the market. What is the market doing? What is it telling you? Always there is a mood to the market. Is it more accommodating to the buyers or sellers right now? Is it let's say, for instance, all the bullish patterns just aren't working out. There's just no strength to the market, right? It's just continually just driving retail into the ground, to a shift where, well, we have had some nice moves on like a really beautiful completion on an ascending triangle. Actually, I think in the last week now we've had like 2 real strong ascending triangles. Copy that. So, bullish pattern, like extremely bullish pattern. And all of these were returning back down to prior resistance. You know that. I'm not forsaking that because we've seen so many of them return to prior resistance. We have seen so many that we have traded, etc. Right? That we're not ready to just dismiss the fact that we would haven't looked at Ethereum. Stacy, what's up, Jones? Haven't. We got a trade group, VIP exclusive, VIP traders, etc. So we haven't covered Ethereum, but glad that you're interested in trading. If you'd like to join our trade group, look at some of our old streams, some of our content, etc. We invite you to join us. We got a top shelf group of traders. Shout out to Josh, our $1 million champ on the bottom. He made $1 million in 2021 in earnings from the market, part of our group. And Angel, who's been around since $7.79 in Bitcoin invested. So looking at this pattern, just talking about, have not given up the return to prior resistance. Orders are waiting at this level. I guarantee you people have stacked up orders at 39,378. I guarantee you. It's a prior resistance. There are orders there. Will it get there? There will be people who will be happy if it gets there. If you're over leveraged in your position now, you don't want it to go there. Understood. That's fine. We're bulls. We want it to go up right now. We just did the pathway to 58,000. We start with the bull flag. Okay, and it needs to pick up. It's on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It needs to make 7 go. That needs to be the launch. Okay? So it would start with the bull flag. We just need, and it becomes determinative. Like, the dominoes are going to fall in one direction here. Maybe not completely, but, we'll do a analysis of the technicals if this flag fails. Okay, we'll take another hefty look at the technicals. We pride ourselves on being way ahead of the curve, like extremely way ahead of the curve in terms of TA on BTC, etc. We just have been. So let me get into this specific. Now the left shoulder's a little bit soft on the left shoulder here, and I'm just going to brighten this up so you guys can see this. And I normally tell people for the price of a pack of gum, you can join our base camp if you want to be around and talk and do stuff about. You want to ask questions, whatever you want to do. Let's see. Dun, 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 dun. There we go. And I'll just preserve that for Luke and Angel for the time being, with the invitation to Mr. Jones to join if he'd like to, so he can make that decision. So the inverse head and shoulders here is left shoulder, bit abbreviated. We prefer to be better in sequence. Something like that would be preferred. Market is still looking at this, like without a doubt. And anything that gravitates towards this top line resistance here is going to be a good thing, guys. Anything that gravitates towards that top line resistance, which is going to be on the daily. Let's just look at this. I have shied away from saying this, okay? I have just not said it because the notion that, let me go ahead and clean this up so we can see it, okay? The notion that we are going to be attracted to the averages is, it's a reasonable notion, technically speaking, because it's an average. So depending upon the average, that you would be attracted to or pulled towards that average, yes, that's technically true because it's the average. Now, the average can also move down with you, and you can move further away from it. The question ultimately is, you would look at it, and I brought this up to VIP back in this range here, saying that, based upon the averages, the further that you would deviate away from the 100 or the 200, the 100's in orange, 200 moving average on daily and purple, the further you would deviate from these averages would represent more value. And truth be known, in line with our targets, etc., 33,000. You're the only group that I know, honestly, VIP, you're the only group that I know. And I'll just say, along with the guys that are, some of our subscribers, some of the people that may know me or otherwise, who paid attention and went heavy on this lower level, you're the only group I know right now that could just completely, potentially walk with letting their profits ride and putting their principal in their pocket. Now, you didn't show up just to, play small ball this year. You're not done with your trades. I understand that. But you're the only group that I know that's like that right now in 2022. Some people here, maybe you chose to trade something different. That's the ball game. That's how it goes. But that's nice. That's nobody that I know has got that. So that's impressive. People got on the boat late here with BTC while we already had targets here. Targets were waiting. Orders were waiting. I'm glad to know people who have done very well from this level. That's just, I'm glad that I know them. I'm glad that you guys have been participating in VIP, etc. Having laid out this framework, I don't want to over-talk it. Jones did bring up Ethereum. Oh, Ethereum. Dun, 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 dun. What do we got? called ETH at the top. Let's see here. Not at the very top, but at 43.54 with saved 50% on price. So that was a nice identification we did in terms of formal tweet to you sent a tweet via text. Very cool. Yeah, so Ethereum, we caught that with 50% to the downside. It's also got its own inverse head and shoulders working, and it looks like it's crawling up out of, arguably up out of a wedge. This top line is very interesting for you guys to look at. I think it'll challenge your technicals if you take a look at it, and I think that's a good thing. Looking at the lines on, say, the 4 hourly or so, this descending line of resistance, I take a look at that in terms of where we currently are right now. See, this is something that has an expectation on the 4 hourly of trajecting up a bit. All right. So because we have this descending line of, and I'll catch that with an interesting component here. Okay, let's pay attention. Definitely paying attention to this now. Line of resistance, Ethereum. Okay. Really, to catch this at the proper angle, let's just say this. You have two options on your wedge. One of them is to catch the line of support as a cross trend line, meaning from resistance to support, this resistance hit, right? Then support, boom. Okay. That's one option for you as you look at your wedge formation, bullish pattern, continuation pattern to the upside. Okay. Secondary would be just aligning it as you would see fit, right? As you would require hits along the support traditional methodology, then along the line of resistance. And I would just hate to say that Ethereum just looks more poised to go up right now, because I mean we caught it at the top at 43.52. If you're not in the back or paying attention to our Twitter, follow us on Twitter. You'll catch some of these, like this specific call we made on Ethereum. Don't tweet all the time, just important things. But did it? I may have said 43,000. I always say that about Ethereum. 4,352. Win Ethereum 10,000. I love when they say that. Anyway, we were so used to looking at Bitcoin. So 4,352 before its trajectory down to $2,200. There we go. So we have the framework. Let me see what we got. Common courtesy, Angel says, everyone here should say hello. Personally speaking, of course. Isn't that nice? That is very nice. You can play that tune all day long. Angel, I like that. I'm going to say play that tune all day long. Boom, Angel, good job. Not everyone is social. You know, some people like to sit. Some people aren't social, Angel. You're a really social character. You have that about you. Not everybody, even in VIP, not everybody's that social, and that's okay. You don't necessarily have to be, but we enjoy getting to know you guys more, without a doubt. I gotta draw this. I don't want to draw it, but I gotta draw this. Hey. All right. Symmetrical. Run to the upside. There you go. Thanks, David. That's nice. I appreciate that. Thanks, David. Very nice, huh? David saying hello. That's nice. Yeah, we get to know you. Like, Jones, you spoke out. What's up, Jones? Jones, you can say hi. What's up? Let's see what we got. On Ethereum, I'd work with that wedge a little bit, Jones. Spend a little bit more time with that cross trend line. I think analytic is nice in terms of that, the reasonably expected angle of a traditional wedge. I'd look at that as well. And I would get the book, John J. Murphy, technical analysis of the financial markets. And that will have an answer to where you'll never have to ask anybody else for another chart again. We always talk all the time. We ask all the time. But just so you know, John J. Murphy, Technical Analysis of the Financial Markets. That's the go-to book, a.k.a. the Bible on Wall Street. They just say that because they always, well, let's go get the book. We'll get the book if there's a question about it at all. So, seeing some positive price action here. Looks like David's here. Jones also here. Jones, what's up? Looking for you. If you guys would like to join us. Porter in the house. What are you doing, huh? Here, look at him. He's hiding in the back, huh? What are you doing, huh? Here I am. Hello, London. Sir Matos and all VIPs. Porter. What's up, Porter? What are you doing, bro? What is going on? Bam, 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 bam. Nice to see you hanging out, getting those technicals in. We started a little bit earlier tonight. Important. Just because sometimes I'll start at like 2 or 3 in the morning, just go through. Sometimes Bitcoin's not ready. Right now we're in a bull flag, so we established a bull flag earlier today, and I said, you know what, we're going to get some of the stream in a little bit more, at a little bit more of an accommodating hour for people, because we're in a bull flag. See what it wants to do. See what she wants to do. So, not too bad of a formulation. A little bit, just a touch. I mean, we have to kind of spread things out just a touch, but it's really not bad. Bull flag, it could play. They're gonna have to get busy. Buyers gonna have to get busy. That pipeline has got to be open. We're gonna have to count all the transactions from El Salvador. We're gonna have to, on those BTC machines. We're gonna have to pour it into this one. That pipeline I talk about, all the demand functions for Bitcoin across the map. It's got to be there. See what we got here. Doesn't look symmetrical. What do we got? Yeah, that's the problem with it, isn't it? So we'd have to push this over to here. It's a little stodgy. We prefer something to look a little bit more like that. Let me get into here, see if a line would accommodate that. It's somewhat close. Yeah, okay. You need to do something like that. I'm trying to maintain the optimal design of the intended pattern, or the framework of the pattern that we're working with. In this case, it's a symmetrical triangle. For that to be the case, it needs to be symmetrical. Literally needs to be just straight across. That's how you define a symmetrical triangle. It's going to be straight across, right? An ascending wedge, right? Let's say an ascending. Let's go this. Ascending triangle is going to be ascending like that. Descending triangle is going to be descending like that. All right. So a symmetrical is going to be straight across, with the midpoint right in the middle, guys. Right in the middle, essentially, of the two starting points. Symmetrical. Boom. That defines a symmetrical triangle. Again, ascending, bullish. Descending, bearish. Ascending line of support, buyer stepping in. Descending line of resistance. Boom, boom, boom. Buyer's inability to get the price up. Ascending, bullish. Descending, bearish. Symmetrical, continuation, expectation. And depending upon how this is drawn, we may have a little bit more time in here if this bull flag fails. And we don't want it to fail, this micro bull feature, because that is part of our road to 58,000. Oh, good, huh? Good, David. Yeah, and Jones, maybe you had some good stuff to say, too, about Ethereum. We'd like to see what you have to say about Ethereum if you're around. That's good. You're keeping tabs on SHIB. We know a little bit about SHIB. Without a doubt. If you like technicals, we'd love to have you as part of our trade group. Let's see what you got to say. What you got to say on SHIB. Looks like a bull flag and micro ascending triangle. Yeah, there you go. Ascending triangle right there. Boom, boom. After a pennant failure. This was tough. Different time frames will give you different answers. In 2022, that is the answer. Which time frame are you on? And then you're probably right? There you go. Angel asking you, where's your badge, buddy? David, you got to join. You got to join. You got to join at least base camp. It's the price of a pack of gum. I mean, that's you got to it's exclusive. It's exclusive VIP. It is. That's how we keep it. It's no big deal, man. It's a pack of gum, man. So you can go ahead and join up if you'd like one. And then you get a badge. Like Angel got a wrench. He got a wrench. He's part of the hidden crew. So yeah, this symmetrical is a feature that is indicated. Because the resistance. You guys, I think you'll agree with the support. We don't always like to draw to this level here. We're not always crazy about this specific level here, including that in the framework. It's just not always optimal. We'll do it when it's required or indicated. We'll do it to really complete something on this. Something that's what I don't like to do it on are things where we get into if there's not a lot of liquidity in something, if there's maybe not a lot of traders on something, if there's a potential for a big spill out, if there's or if it's not just technically indicated. It's just we have this talk. If nothing more, it's a nice thing to talk about, because the problem with an ascending, or I'm sorry, with a symmetrical, is a symmetrical is supposed to do this. And you guys know this. A symmetrical is supposed to look like this. Let's say something like this. Okay. Now, the symmetrical is supposed to look, and I'd say even more up like this. Your grooves or the zigzags along the way up in the formation of a symmetrical, okay, are supposed to be kind of along the way up, right? And maybe they'd be over in this area, etc., but they're not necessarily supposed to be a part of the actual formation here. You're not supposed to hit into the bottom of a symmetrical. We do sometimes, but it's just against the classical definition of a symmetrical. It just is. We shouldn't really loop into it here and then formulate the symmetrical. You can as a point of kind of a differentiated accomplishment there. Then no problem. It can happen. We see it happen both ways. Even decaffeinated coffee. Did you decaffeinate the coffee? Maybe Angel decaffeinated the coffee. I'm not sure what is going on, but I think he just did you give him a cup of coffee, then you decaffeinated it because he didn't have a badge? That's all right. That's a good one. All right. So, good call. So we have laid out the framework. We're just in the midst of accomplishing another hit off of our line of support. That's positive. You guys are trading, then you appreciate our technicals. Big shout out to Angel Matos, our #1 contributor, top VIP, 58,000. What was that? 58.5 contributor overall, $1,000 super chat king. And for anyone thinks that $58,000 is a lot of cash, I always tell him and everyone else, I hope that the information here or that I sent him can help him make that tomorrow. Although if he made that tomorrow on the information that I sent him, I would think that that would be a low amount of money for us to have gone out of the way to have made. I like to see millions next to his name. Bottom line. Commenting, yes. On the cost of a pack of gum, yes, or a decaffeinated cup of coffee. Very good. Yes, it's true. Huh? For the price of a pack of gum or a decaffeinated cup of coffee, you can be a base camper. And for some reason, let's say just for some reason, that seems like a lot for some people, and that's okay. If that seems like a lot, it may be a big decision for them to learn to get into investing. But we don't think that's too much. Opportunity cost, man. Got to do it. You got to invest in your trade setup, in your overall. I mean, everything about the market. You got to invest in it. People want free information. Free information gonna, it's if it's available publicly everywhere, it's just generally not of utility in the market. Well, a free report says it's going. No. It's just typically it's not going to gain an advantage in the market. Maybe efficient market theory, not sure where that would fall in, but yeah, that is the case. Now, in terms of what's being formulated here, move to the upside, and this is going on, right? That is asymmetrical consolidation. Bitcoin does not like to do that. I'm just going to say it doesn't like to do that very frequently. Yes, invest in yourself so you can invest. Huh? That's right, huh? That is the way to do it. That's a great point there, Angel. Invest in yourself so you can invest. Angel's got all these one-liners, huh? He's real good. He's really great with this, huh? As part of the wisdom he's got. He's a lot of wisdom. So looking at this constriction here, that constricted flow here, right? Between the line of support and resistance, that would have an expectation of going up, all right? We would expect that to be a symmetrical triangulation with the anticipation to go up. And buyers are prepared. Traders are prepared. Almost to the point that they would revel in it. They would just revel in it, while the rest of the market would be upset. People who have orders waiting here would revel in the fact that, yes, the market's coming down to get me. While everyone else is wanting to go up, people with orders at lower levels, they revel in the fact that, yes, the market's coming to get me. They're coming to get my orders. Coming to get 33,734. Bam. Lower than the 50%. Lowest target in the market. We weren't worried when it was pouring down here at all. It was coming down to our targets. So that's the real deciding line. That's, as you count yourself as man, you count yourself as boy, Is coming down to your target, or, well, we're just hoping it goes up. It's got to go up. It's got to go up. Well, boy sit at 50%. Man, he have target underneath. He excited, huh? Pour them out on top. Come down and hit my target. Yes, we revel. We do. We got that lower side target. If it's coming down to a target. I mean, the volatility, guys, is so phenomenal. If you I'm not sure everyone appreciates the volatility in crypto. I mean, it's a big deal, guys, that you have the opportunity to trade with this much volatility. There's a lot of volatility. You have to be willing to double and triple down. Best trades you'll make are the ones where you're lightly exposed and you're ready to cover that position with a heavier, depending upon your overall reserves, etc. What your financial condition looks like. But you max today, you max tomorrow, and it's going to want to take your max. I'll tell you that. Heavy reserve backup capital. Heavy reserves at all times. You just want to, flush mount the return for BTC this year, just pour it all in. Well, you can. Maximalist, you can do that. You going to trade, though? That's the thing. I mean, don't you like to trade? I mean, it's kind of like, it's kind of worth trading a little bit, Buy low, sell high, take advantage of the market. Those unfairly high prices, when they get there, we want to charge those unfairly high prices, okay? Because the market will support it. Unfairly low prices, well, we want to buy at the unfairly low prices. Okay, that's just that's a term of art that is used in the industry. It's like, well, that's an unfairly high price. That's no problem. It's an unfairly high price. Great. Well, we want to sell it at an unfairly high price. The market overall has achieved an unfairly high price for Bitcoin. We would like to sell it. No problem. We agree. Let's say for conversation purposes, we agree with a fair value estimate of J.P. Morgan at $38,000 for Bitcoin. Okay, that's what we agree for purposes of this discussion. We agree with J.P. Morgan at $38,000. That's the fair value assessment, the fair price assessment, fair value of Bitcoin. That's fine. Great. Well, then we want to achieve an unfairly high price for Bitcoin so that we can sell what we acquired at an unfairly low price based upon the JP Morgan $38,000 fair value estimation. So, and you'll walk yourself through that stuff. Porter, I want to make sure you got that book. John J. Murphy, you get that book, Porter. Don't go out. Don't leave that door again. Don't touch that front door handle or knob, whatever it is, before you get John J. Murphy. All right? Do not walk out that door again. Don't be seen in public again in the back room with me and Angel and Luke and everybody. Don't be seen in public without you having that book, and maybe in your hands, but at least on the way, okay? John J. Murphy, Technical Analysis of the Financial Markets. Amazon, and you want a 2-day overnight that, okay? I want to make sure that you get that, Jeffrey, as you're developing a trade game. I don't want you to be seen in public again, huh? I don't think it's not a good idea, I'm joking, but I am serious. All right? Because it's that crucial that you get the book, that you understand what you're doing. If you don't have the book, wait till you get it and you'll be like, whoa, cool, huh? Wait till you get it. It's good stuff. You let me know when you got it. So, we are along a line of support. Copy that. We did pop that little, well, we went into the lower time frame. You saw that, Angel? We did. We went into the lower time frame when you mentioned it was a good time to get into it. Let me get through this here. And what did we pop up and out of that ascending, which we temporarily, just briefly indicated on that lower time frame, went into the 5-minute, and yeah, that's why we're achieving some positive price now. Good. 2 copies. Listen to Angel saying 2 copies. He doesn't, he knows. Angel knows 2 copies got to have. Beautiful thing. Okay, so we did have this on that lower time frame, Angel, when we dug into it, and would expect a completion up to and through. We'll go on the lines here. Just move back up to, didn't get a confirmation, okie doke, up to about that, right at that first line, the 23.6 of the extensions. Very interesting, huh? 44,038. We've just been all over that line. Look at that green line there. That's a serious deal, guys. That's a seriously heavily indicated line there. This green line, just look at that carving. I mean, that's impressive. That we're heading right back up to it. Nice. And you know what that line is? That's the carved out extension on the daily. Okay? On the daily. Good, David. We want you to join VIP. You got to join VIP. Angel's going to make you have a badge in here. This is the way it goes. Gotta happen. If not, join Basecamp. It's the price of a pack of gum. That's it. You want to be part of the top TA traders around. That's just it. And we don't. That's why we focused on New York Institute of Finance. Their materials, they were founded by the New York Stock Exchange. It's not like, oh, someone has an idea or a backward old copy of something. It's no, a $30 trillion market capitalization. New York Stock Exchange, $30 trillion. Okay. Get that book on payday, Porter, so that you will not have to wait for payday. Personally speaking, with all due respect, 100%. Yeah, there we go. That's a strong statement. That's good. Encouraging. That's real good. That's encouraging. So, now you can state your own preference on this as to whether or not BTC gets up and out in this specific zone here, which it's slated to do. We did the domino effect. We did the path to 58K. Where we are at right now, this 23.6 on the daily. Extensions, low to high to low, is just right there. Okay, on the daily. You have to draw those lines on the daily. It gets you right in line with what we're carving up along right now. I did that stream, I think, last night before we really heavily carved along this line. You guys know that if you paid attention to that stream? We hit that and we just didn't release it, did we? We popped back down to support, picked up orders, right back on it, popped back down to support, picked up orders, and we're threshold movement max on that ascending triangles to get right back up on it. So we're literally just riding and coasting that line. Pointed out. Glad we pointed it out. Last day in 21 hours, we've just been cruising on that level, that extension, Fibonacci extension. Retracements go down, okay? Retracements are the targets below. Retrace, how much the percentage, what's the percentage that we retrace? We go back down of a move, okay? Extensions go up. Extensions are given the preceding move up along with the retracement, okay, along with the move down. What is the percentage Fibonacci that we're going up of this move? Okay, so a 100% move would be a 100%, okay, a 100% completion of the preceding move up from the low to the high. That's 100%. Boom. That qualifies 100%. You see? I'll let you guys work with those. They're not as intuitive as everyone would like. Yes, it is forming an inverse head and shoulders. That is correct. If you have been here for a while, we covered that. And I hope you have. We'd love to have you as a member of our trade group. It is me, London, former financial professional, Harvard Business School, Duke University, etc., certified in markets. Angel Matos, VIP. This is a VIP group. And around Bitcoin since $7.79 invested. So you are welcome to join us. If you're into TA, I like people pointing out patterns, etc. This is a very unique group. So let's see what we got. So that's the positive price action we're getting here in line with this ascending triangle on the 5-minute, on the 1-minute. We were digging into the lower time frames beforehand. Pointed this out. If you're trading this, congrats. Looks like a little bit. Let's see what we got. Yeah, I saw a descending something there. Yeah, descending triangulation. Hello, Blue Bottle Coffee. however that works out with cups of coffee around and blue bottle coffee showing up, I guess we'll just thank the YouTube algorithm. That's a great thing. Let's get badges, people. That's Angel telling you guys you need to at least join that base camp level, guys. It's the price of a pack of gum. How funny, huh? Hello to you. We want you to join our base camp. This is kind of a restricted zone for VIP, etc. It just is, you know. Well, that's a lot of cup of coffees, huh, Angel? You started looking at that one, huh? But we'd like to build a community in 2022. We are building. That's what we're doing. We're building. And Angel, he's got the wrench. $1,000 Super Chat King. In Bitcoin since $7.79. Trader. He likes to trade. Pastor Tommy, what's up, man? Where have you been, brother? Good to see you. It's been a while. Pastor's got a badge. If anybody needs a badge, it's Pastor. Huh? Nice to have you, brother. Nice to see you. Been going through some great technicals. And I'll go through some details. Let me say hello. And you can shout out to Angel in the chat, Tommy. Angel's here. He's chilling out. He's the guy with the wrench. If you're really listening, VIP, this info is money. Literally. It is. It really is. They have to listen, though. And not all of them are going to listen. That's okay. I won't say them. I'll just say the market, huh? Not the entirety of the market will listen. The notion with VIP is to be capable enough on your own front to be able to generate this level of TA. There we go. Pastor Tommy, Angel, what's up? Small flag. Nice kick up. BTC currently 43,834. We laid out the groundwork. We put the trail literally together for $58,000 Bitcoin. It all starts with one small, not this one, okay, not this one, but it does, with one small bull flag. We don't want to go cascading down the if-then, path too much, but it's just real clear. We need to have BTC run this, okay? Nice bull flag. We need that to complete to the upside. Ba-boom. Then that would put us up and over. Essentially, I'm just going to say up and over this inverted head and shoulders. And in the process therein, we're going to clear this inverted head and shoulders, left shoulder, head, and right shoulder. A little bit shy on this here. But we'll have a compound. We should have a compound effect on the notion of even this. I don't want to get into that because that's gonna mess up the right shoulder. I don't want to do that to people. Like, London, why'd you do that? It took 4 more days for us to break out. Never mind. Let's do this. Don't trade that other one. You can if you want to, but you don't have to. All right, this specific one here. This specific inverse head and shoulders. And Angel's saying you have to listen, really listen. Invest in yourself and hold yourself accountable. Hold yourself accountable. You got to want it too. That's the bottom line. You got to want it. And some people are just casual traders. They just want to kind of hang out, it's no big deal, just to relax, huh? I tell you, that price action gets going, though. That's where it's at, huh? We love that price action. We love it. So, left shoulder's a little weak on this just kind of a micro inverted head and shoulders compared to this macro inverted head and shoulders. So the cascade goes 1 here, okay? Bull flag. 2 here. You got this guy's 3 is right here, this macro inverse head and shoulders. If you don't invest in yourself, how are you ever going to hold yourself accountable? There is no account. It is so right on. I tell people with VIP in the back, if they don't invest in themselves and don't do things like that, the problem is they'll begin to view information as kind of worthless. It just happens. It's like, oh, that's just that. Man, you gotta put some money into that, yourself into that, whatever that is, if you want to be successful. And it won't really matter because the ones who are successful will prove that statement true. From what I've seen, like 99% of the time, guys, don't even worry about it. Literally just the guys who are on it, listening, pushing, investing, building. It's the way life works. So bull flag 1, inverse head and shoulders 2, and then larger macro inverse head and shoulders. What did I do with the right shoulder? Where'd you go? There we go. Come here. All right. So this is the benefit of streaming at night, really working on our technicals, is we have a path to 58K. That's not just if we do this or do that. We know what kind of needs to happen in the sequential order that it needs to occur. Okay. The 1, the bull flag, current formation. The 2 is this inverse head and shoulders, the smaller one, right? Inverse head and shoulders. That's 2. 1, let's just look at this. There you go. 1, bull flag. 2 brings into inverse head and shoulders. Up to the breakout of macro inverse head and shoulders. That's a nice chain reaction there. That's a nice subsequent, I'd say, technical flow in terms of accomplishment to get things to 58,000. Now, that doesn't guarantee 58K, but that's what needs to happen. And that's no problem. That's a very good thing. That's no big deal either. If BTC can just, and what do we say? If it can just, number 1, bull flag, the immediate. What do you need now? Bull flag. That's it. Not next week, not next month, not, it's going to 100. No. Right now, bull flag. Dang Austria, huh? You guys know 2021 Austria, huh? Raining on the parade. Taxing Bitcoin. What are they doing, huh? Love them. Great country. Lots of great facets, but taxing Bitcoin? Absolutely spoiling the market. That was just awful. That was awful. 69,000. They contrived it. Something happened. Power to VIPs. Power to the VIPs. I'll let you guys know that. So you have your framework in play. You know right now what 90% of the market does not know. 95% of the market. They do not know. We're in a bull flag. Okay, next mode of completion into inverse head and shoulders. Next mode of completion that's the micro into macro inverse head and shoulders. Okay? That's the cascade. That's the bull. The bulls are going to run. They're going to take that. They need to take that path. They can get creative and take a different path if they want to. This is the best path for the bulls to run. Most immediate, direct path. Boom. Just get it done. And you don't need to ask where the bulls are. We ask each other all the time. Because they're right here. Good group. Top shelf group. Truth. That's just the truth, guys. Always have been, always will be. Boy, we've seen a lot of Johnny-come-latelys, haven't we? I don't know what to call them out of honest respect to them or not them or whatever else, but that's about as nice as I can be. But it's competitive. You know, people want to do well. It's the market. It is crypto, so they want to do well. There's a lot of people that want to do well. So we're not insulting. It's just, man, the stories I have. It is just the stories we have. Huh? We're building up a little storybook of these dudes. This, most of all, be cool. Chill out, be cool, respect technicals, respect us. It's all good, man. Pastor Tommy, it's been a while since we've chilled. It was nice to see you again. Very nice to see you. Would be looking forward to you upgrading to VIP. That's the whole idea of Basecamp, is to bring the heat. VIP 2022. Just the truth. I honestly tell you that for you because I want you to do better and invest more of yourself in your trade game in 2022. I want you to be in the back. I want you to help lead the back. I want you just to be here, boom, with the new projects, with everything else going on. It's not perfect every day back there, but, you know, we try to keep it cool. We get excited about that. Let me see what you're welcome, Pastor Tommy. Let me see what nice. Ooh, that's a sharp look, huh? Isn't that something, huh? That's very nice. Those are looking real sharp, aren't they? Well, you can see these charts really well on a nice big screen TV, without a doubt. Stuff's looking sweet, looking nice. Look at this. Let me yeah, this is important framework to go through. We gotta consider this, guys. This is important that we go through these technicals, like monumentally important. Let me go through, I'll just throw it in the zone. I'm going to get a big screen TV. This is just a specific, I don't know whose room they may be looking, you know, in here. I just say it's someone's home but look at this. They have this. Look at this. That's a nice big screen TV. Now, if you're on a phone, it won't even look impressive. But that's an impressive look right there. That's very impressive. You see that, huh? Nice TV. Nice. The charts look very good. And we may be going to Lamborghini soon. I don't know. I think we may go to Lambo. I like the Ferrari. I think it's nice. It's a nice statement. It's very nice. Lambo. I have this vision right now of what Lambo needs to look like instead of Ferrari. Tailpipes, this and that. I almost have one that is designed. Oh, man. I guess I'm... Okay, well. I do have this too, huh? Let me see if I can pull this together, huh? Oh, whoa. Not that. Oh, not that. No. Let me see if I can pull together something kind of important. It has to do with technicals. We do have some fun every now and then. I don't know if you guys know that. Look at the bull flag right here on BTC to get us up and out of the micro inverse head and shoulders, out of the macro inverse head and shoulders. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. So we have a 1 bull flag, 2 inverse head and shoulder, 3 macro inverse head and shoulder to get up and out. That's that 1, 2, 3 punch. We got to go. And then we're smooth, right? Smooth sailing, of course, to 58,000. Ain't no such thing, guys. Smooth sailing, not in crypto. Sometimes she wants to get aggressive. She gets aggressive. Now, let me see this. I got to show you guys what I put together. I think you're going to like it. I hope you like it. Now, everybody knows Angel has a rocket, right? That will be shown if and when to extent needed. May throw that on in just a bit. But I got something else for VIP. I want to show it to you. I want you guys to pay attention. If you're new to the station, this will make no sense to you. For the guys that are here, I just wanted to do this. I like this. Now, let's pay attention. For those of you on big screen, I think it'll be nice too. Let's look at this. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it. Here. Now, we're going to have to do a little bit of searching here. Hold on one second. All right. That was the Bitcoin satellite that I've just thrown up there. I've fashioned that. I have made that. That is our satellite. So if at any point in time we need technicals, we need direction, anything like that, we're going to find it with the satellite. Okay, that's the whole idea. You want to know, like, how do we get to 60,000? I've laid that out. I'm not going to credit completely the satellite for that, but it's a good time that I was able to launch the satellite in line with kind of what I expect it to do for us. It should be able to extract information, hopefully from the market, maybe from the overall exchanges. I don't know. It is, it's a kind of a, it is a virtual kind of deal, so maybe it can do that. I'm not sure. We'll have to give it a designated form of function. But yes, this 1, 2, 3, and I jest. You know that, guys. I jest. Surely I jest a bit. Have a little bit of fun with the bull flag to the inverse head and shoulders micro to the inverse head and shoulders macro. This, maybe if the satellite could tell us that maybe, like where the bull's at, or I'm going to find something really creative for it. I don't mind it being like a technical, some sort of routine. I like that. It's in line with the rocket. Okay, it's in line with Angel Air. It just is. I like Angel Air. If you guys know that, it's non-technical, but we cover so many technicals here that we enjoy when we can throw on a rocket. And I'm going to go ahead and do it now. And I may not even count down for this one. Just to let you know, Angel and everyone else, I may not even count down. I may go ahead and just roll with it if you guys want to see it. Let's see what he says here. What is looking like to come after bull flag? What is the history of bull flags? Great question. Put it in context. I like that, Jeffrey. Putting the bull flag in context. What is the expectation? Now, we almost have, I keep looking at this, that we almost have a bull flag here. We almost have a bullish feature to consider. I want to fire that rocket. We got a rocket too. We have a satellite and we have a rocket. I just like that kind of stuff, guys. I'm into that stuff. So as we look at this, like not too much. Like we're still cool people, but VIPs, they need their own rocket. Like Angel, he needs a rocket. He has a rocket. So it's just the truth. I wouldn't have it any other way in terms of this is kind of giving us the overtone of a bull flag feature as well. Potentially even, as I really line this up, potentially even an implied, I don't like getting into implications here but an implied bull flag with, the top line resistance already having broken out. Very similar to the SHIB chart. SHIB is doing something where it's broken out of something and it's kind of sitting there on the edge. You guys see this? Now it would require essentially, it would require you all to take this bottom line support on your chart. Take the 1 hourly. To take the bottom line support and to run it parallel, bam, carry up function to the top. All right. It's cleaner on the 77-minute. If you like the 77-minute, it's going to have to be a custom level for you to put into your charts. Okay? Custom level for you to put into your charts, 77-minute. It's still a time frame. Watch what it does for you. Just watch what it does for you. See if you can get a different perspective with the 77-minute on something you're having trouble with. I guarantee you'll get a different perspective. 77-minute. Satellite is a beast, huh? Oh no, you thought your security was breached. Oh no, it's satellite telemetry. Let's see, telemetry. I'm sorry, you thought your security had been breached? No, I may have to change that up a little bit. I may change that up because if it's, but it is that beeping noise. So, but it is similar to that, the alarm function, everything else. Yeah, I can see that. Okay, well, I think we have different satellite sounds. We may be refining that. I just like the overall look of the satellite. It's nice. It's almost in line with Angel Air, the rocket. And that is what we need to occur on the price action right now. So, yes, rocket. Look at this, guys. You see the implied, and it's just not. If you look at Sheeb. Just look at Sheeb. Sheeb's on the cusp of something, and it's not wanting to admit it. This is kind of on the cusp of something potentially in context of Sheeb. That's why we look at other charts. But we have this nice move to the upside, and we've swooped into a nice, we folded into it. We've curved around into a nice implied top level. The resistance, were we to just carry this up? That'd be a good start, wouldn't it? That'd be 50. Let's see here, 51,500 thereabout. So, yes, that is an implied function. I may launch the rocket. Take the 77 and run up. Already broke out of prior resistance. Yep, 77 is sweet. We like that. Yeah, I did. You're right, Angel. On the take the flatline support, run it up, and bam, you're already up and out. It's just in the 77-minute, just to give you a different perspective, to be able to fashion the technicals differently in front of you to something else you may not be thinking of. What else is on the map that maybe the technicals are approximating or approaching or forming or frustrating or whatever it may be. And the 77-minute may give you an insight into that, whereas the other time frames are kind of hiding the answer, right? Hiding the 8 ball. It's not in any of the play pools, not in the pockets, not on the ground. It's not in the pool hall. There is no way to this game ain't gonna work, right? But it will. The 77-minute gives you a nice, digestible, easily. And it's valid, guys. It's a valid time frame. It's not popularly used, but it's like the 86 on the Fibonacci. You're not going to find the 86 anyone talking about it. Well, we slam dunk that 86 so frequently. It's just like it's amazing that it's not a standard part of trading view. To tell you the truth, it should be. A lot of work goes into our technicals. A lot of work, without a doubt. So happy that you're here this evening, Angel, or this morning, and all of you VIPs are also here. Very nice to have you here. And there we have Angel saying, okay, the sound is beastly. Leave it if you so wish. It's kind of cool. Okay, cool. Just want to make sure nobody's flipping out and they think someone's going to break in. It's not. It's just the image of it going around though is nice, just smooth, just nice with the radar focal going in. It's Bitcoin satellite. It's just. We're going to need to use that thing. I'm looking forward to using it. We'll give it a designated function. It's going to, it's a Bitcoin satellite. I want to have one up there. It's as much as we may need one. And, when we fired Angel Air, the rocket, the first week, you know what happened? Elon Musk lost 40 to 50 of his own satellites due to an apparent magnetic storm. I don't know what really happened. All I know is that we launched 5, 4, 3, 2, one. That is one beautiful, beautiful rocket. You have to give it to that, just to the graphic, the imagery, etc. That is a beautiful looking rocket. I'm into rockets. I'm into weaponry, civilian, whatever they may be. I'm just, I've studied them in military context. It's just a beautiful, beautiful rocket. This is very, very well done. Glad that it's a part of the channel. The satellite is just another step forward in 2022 in terms of what we're building. We can talk TA all day long. We can throw in some nice enhancements for the channel. And that's just, that's the kind of, that's the game that I bring. Because, Angel, he's the Super Chat King, $1,000 Super Chat King. He needs a place where he can feel at home. I really believe that. And I think the rocket is part of that. Just something kind of next level, kind of out there. Just, and I don't know. SpaceX, or what is that name of that company? I think it's SpaceX with their small other satellites or whatever they have, whatever the name is of that company. Huh? They lost those other competition. Huh? For us, competition. They lost. The magnetic storm hit them. Huh? You just saw what went up in the heavens that week, guys. I don't know. You guys need to look into that. Nothing but love to you, Elon Musk and company. I hope you guys are doing well. Don't think, although it is nuclear, I would say not electromagnetic storm, although the EMP or whatever else it may be outfitted with that rocket. If we had failed to mention that in addition to being nuclear, having those capacities, that it also maybe I don't think we would withhold that information. But what do we say? VIPs. Experiment with all tools at your disposal and get comfortable with what works for you. You will then be able to understand and apply other time frames and tools. Oh. Nicely put, huh? I like that, huh? That's coming from the champ. Boom. That is awesome. That is excellent. Thank you, Angel. Very nicely done. So we know the 1, 2, 3 punch we need to give this thing. Guys, I play a satellite. I put a rocket. I do some things. We got to get, we looking at these charts all. Tell me you guys have this on a big screen TV also. Don't be looking at this on a little bitty monitor, little bitty phone. Don't be doing that, guys. You better have a trade set up. You better have 2, 3 screens. Have a keyboard, have something like that. If you're just putting that together for 2022, let's make that your goal, right? That you want to get a couple screens together. So, 1, bull flag. 2, inverse head and shoulders. It's close to being a secondary bull flag there. It's close, isn't it? I bring that up because it's just, it has that expression. If it wanted to, if it decides to, we will not be flipping out if it wants to do this. We've already brought that up. Could it do it? It'd be a beautiful move. We'd be excited were it to want to cruise down here a little bit and give us one more shot and complete out a bull flag. We would be thrilled if it wanted to do that. Zero question. We'd be excited. Another pickup opportunity, another trade opportunity. Immediate, aggressive, positive price action is preferable, but only slightly to the extent that it doesn't offer any more real value. Profits are fine. I like technical, perfection in terms of the pattern. So this 1, 2, 3 is nice for an inverse head and shoulders. That's fine. If it wants to show bull flag, show bull flag. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's get up and out with a properly formed bull flag. Not be left to question, was this a bull flag? Was it a symmetrical triangulation? What was it, right? So, and some may be left to question. And that's fine. But you see the inverse head and shoulder here. Left, right here, left shoulder, a little bit abrogated, a little bit cut short. Head, right shoulder. Boom. So this is the primary focal right now. And we have had a fun stream so far. It has been a good time. I'm going to let you guys cut out. I'm going to be in the back for a while. I'm glad we started a little bit earlier. You guys understand the path to $58,000 Bitcoin. Without a doubt, as well as anybody could ever want to explain it to you. I know you could do the technicals yourself. And we understand exactly what needs to occur, the order it needs to occur in, and some variations that can possibly come into the mix. And so I think we're perfectly well equipped for the move. I think you guys would agree with that. We will have some potentials for, let's say, a pickup or two. If the market would give it to us, we'd have some potentials, right? In line with that prior breakout here. I say an aggressive level of the Fibonacci's. Boom. Something along the lines of that. Okay. Personally speaking, Angel says, get the book and get a big screen. It really helps, especially the traders who want to trade. It really makes an enormous difference as far as getting a great visual. Absolutely. For myself. Well, I'm glad, Angel. I'm really glad. Remember these Fibonacci's here. Guys, we are looking really nice. This first step is the bull flag. Then we'll go inverse head and shoulders, micro, then to macro. Let's go get this. It's been a pleasure streaming. Guys, I really appreciate all of you. Looking forward to 2022 being the year we look back and say, man, we really decided to build in 2022 is what I'm committed to. And guys, always remember, eat well, sleep well, invest in those relationships that you knew were important before you started investing. And now that you're investing, make sure and invest in these relationships. And we appreciate when you guys do that. And I'm doing that around the clock, guys. We'll talk to you soon. This is London with Crypto Kingdom and Bitcoin Spike. Just tell Bitcoin to watch out. $58,000 here. We may be coming. We know the 1, 2, 3 to get there. I'm so glad that we went through the technicals tonight. You guys have that under your belt. Just keep that handy. We'll talk to you more soon in the back.